the voice of rural America, BKP. I am your host. How is everybody today? Give me just a second. You just bear with me, okay? I mean, it's 8 o'clock. It's early. I just need another 5-6 seconds. We'll talk about Donald Trump in Arizona, your president last night in Arizona. Arizona. Hold on. I'm almost there, folks. I'm almost there. Okay, one more click of the button. Rose, while we're waiting, Rose, tell them what they've won. We've got the how to contact. Why am I to the left? You know I don't go left. Why the hell's this camera got me to the left? I'm sorry. I promised I wouldn't yell anymore. I promised I wouldn't. I promised. I understand, but you got to see it from my side. I'm looking at the camera and I'm to the left. I don't go left. I think they set me up. I think it's on purpose. Richie, the new guy in there, he's having fun. I can see him smiling. He's like, let's put him over to the left. That'll mess him up. Oh, anyhow, actually, I'm in a pretty good mood. Rose, have we told them what they won yet? I want to see how to get in touch with me. Rose is social media director. I want to thank Rose. Rose is keeping up with your tweets, your text messages. You know, when you're posting, stand by your man, Tammy, why not? Where's that at? Tell the folks how to call me. Holy smokes, the place is falling apart and it's only Wednesday. There you go. I have my glasses. I can see clear across the room there, Richie. Good morning from the office. Chief at FetchYourNews.com, 706-889-9700, at FetchYourNews, at FYNTV. And also, folks, if you will go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News, anytime we're live on YouTube, you'll get a notification. And thank you. That is Rose. I want to thank Rose. Rose is our social media director. She's posting things. She's watching your tweets. She's keeping up with what's happening. Rose, I've been a little busy. I'm going to admit to the public, I was late this morning. I got here like 3 minutes ago. I mean, but come on already. Don't I deserve to, come in 3 minutes before 8 every once in a while? Rose, let me know if you see anything on Donald Trump's Facebook. Let me know if anybody out there, if you guys watch his Twitter there, and see if they talk about him being sent to the home. Because last night, I mean, the media this morning, everything is how dementia is setting in. They're actually bringing in the analysts to tell you that your president of the United States has the beginning stages of dementia. Let me say a couple things. Let me tell you a little bit of what we're going to do on the show today. We only have 2 hours, folks. Last night, I want to give a big shout out to the Gilmer Bobcats and head coach Casey Wingard and all the young men that were there, and coach, defensive coordinator, Coach Flowers. We kicked off our high school football shows last night at Circuit World at East Ellijay with Bobcat Turf Talk. It was great. It was a lot of fun getting together with the coaches and players. Team FYN Sports always highlighting young athletes in a positive way. Now, Tonight we're going to be at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Circuit World in Blue Ridge. We'll be there tonight, and it'll be time 7 o'clock every night of the week. Every night of the week at 7 o'clock. All right, Team FYN Sports. So tonight at 7 o'clock, you can click on there, and we'll have Coach Pavo, the Fannin Rebels. They're coming off a 42-zip win over the Bobcats. We'll have Coach Pavo tonight and 4 players, and we'll be at Circuit World Blue Ridge. And we'll be eating Blue Jeans pizza. Last night we ate from Shane's Rib Shack. Oh, that's another thing about these sports shows. Every night, what a meal. Last night I want to thank Shane's Rib Shack here. And tonight we will be having Blue Jeans pizza. The Fannin Rebels will. So that's tonight at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night, what is today, Wednesday? Somebody, let me get this, let me make sure you understand it. Richie, part of the responsibility is helping me remember what day it is. So every once in a while, if I've got to know what day it is, throw it out there, be ready with the date, time, all the above. Even check the weather every once in a while for me. So anyhow, tonight is Fannin. Tomorrow night, right, Thursday, going to be down at Johnny's New York Style Pizza in Pickens with the Pickens Dragons. So there you go. All right, here's our lineup today. At 8:30, I'm going to do. I've got to do this because it's just I want to clear some things up. And you remember that song "Stand by Your Man"? Stand by your man. Oh, Tammy, why not? Or Tammy Wynette, but I like to call her Tammy Why Not, right? Stand by your man. Remember that one? Anyhow, I want to talk about three things, and I'm going to be very clear because sometimes I get a little out there and, it's hard to follow, even myself, what I'm trying to get across. So I'm going to be very clear, okay, on the demand letter, okay, the demand letter that was sent to Judge Brenda Weaver, okay. There's a common thread. Let's use it like that. So Chief Superior Court Justice for the Appalachian Judicial Circuit, District Attorney, B. Allison Sosby, the Pickens County themselves, because they're the grand jury, I guess, that tossed the young man into jail, and his attorney, and then Chief Superior Court Judge for the district, Brenda Weaver. Well, we cannot go all the way back, but you're going to want to stay. You're going to want to tell your friends because we're going to tie some things together. Okay, I'm going to tie some loose ends together because there's a little heat out there on we're getting attacked, called fake news, which I could care less. You know what I mean? I can care less. I don't care. They're some of the people connected are calling us fake news, which I love it. I love it. That means you're listening. All right. So we're going to put all of this together all the way up to the young man that was, he's the guy that was arrested or had to turn himself in for using the middle finger and allegedly using the middle finger and saying "F you, Steve Setzer." Okay, so we're gonna look at that at 8 o'clock because I'm gonna bring you all the way through. I'm going to bring you all the way through the demand letter, what that has to do with Patrick Crane, what that has to do with the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge, what that has to do with 4 people, what that has to do with what I always say jokingly, because I know their damn attorneys watch, all right? Jokingly, what they have to do with the Fanning cartel, all the above. I'm going to put it together, okay? Oh, by the way, it will involve Chief Johnny Searcy. It will, yeah. So, I was thinking, maybe if they feel there's a lot of disinformation in Blue Ridge concerning some of these people, maybe I could we could have people take a lie detector test. Won't work. Johnny Searcy won't take a lie detector test. Don't look at me, folks. He's the one that got up and walked out. Yeah. He went over to Cleveland or wherever, GBI, sat down to take his lie detector test, got up and left. All right, anyhow, let's get to last night. Let's get serious about last night. President goes out to Arizona. First of all, I've asked a question. Do you think that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, should pardon Joe Arpaio? Is that his name? Sheriff Joe. We know him as Sheriff Joe. Remember, Sheriff Joe used to make, what did he make? The inmates wear pink underwear and all kinds of crap like that. Richie, you think he should pardon him? What we got here?
I'm not sure.
Wait, you're not sure if he should pardon him? Are you serious? Oh my God. All right. Okay. All right. Richie, we're going to have to work on your responses because, that just took way too much time. Yeah, he should pardon Sheriff Joe. And he made that last night. But here's the thing I want to get to. The New York Times, the failing New York Times, right, as the president refers to him. I read this morning at 4 o'clock this morning, I read the article of the New York Times on Mitch McConnell and the President of the United States and getting into actually a profanity-laced conversation, if you haven't read that article. The media is, this morning, portraying Mitch McConnell as probably the most powerful man in Washington. Now, does that scare you, knowing that the establishment is being portrayed as the most powerful man in Washington? Outside of getting Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court, what has Mitch McConnell done? Mitch McConnell has, that's the majority leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell has an 18%, I understand, approval rating. 18% approval rating in Kentucky. Right now, he is responsible, along with John McCain from Arizona, is responsible for not going the first step to repeal Obamacare. Period. All right? He is the one that's standing in the way of the president's legislation. He is the one that is getting upset with Trump because Trump is taking some people to task, particularly Jeff Flake, senator from Arizona, and John McCain. Now, last night, the media last night, Clapper, okay? We don't have time to go on. James Clapper, what is he? Former NSA director or something like that? But Clapper, right? They have a long list of people that are studying right now the president's mental health. I swear to God, folks. I swear to God. They are studying the president's mental health this morning, and they're wanting to know, actually, Joe Scarborough and the MSNBC leftists, Don Lemon is that his name over at CNN, but they're actually asking, is it not time for Congress to do something? Seriously. Now, what have I always told you? Why did you not hear Russia this morning? Why? Why not? Why did you not hear another bombshell from the New York Times in the Russian investigation? Why not? Okay? What happened to the Russian investigation is Mueller is still out there, the special counsel or special counsel, right? Whatever he is, he's still out there and he's still interrogating and investigating and doing interviews. But he's still out there. But why is that not the top story? Because the major agenda, the only agenda they have is to remove the President of the United States. That's it. So, you know, Joe Scarborough says this morning, MSNBC says, if a reporter gets hurt, CNN said it in the past, okay, but that he went out to Arizona and whipped his crowd into a frenzy, which was 15,000 people, okay? So he went out to Arizona, whipped up 15,000 people into a frenzy. And while whipping them up into a frenzy, he went on and on about the fake news, the president did. And the president pointed in the back, and they know who they are, and watch the red lights go off as I start talking about them. They'll cut my feed, and so on and so forth. And the crowd cheered, and he took out of his pocket his statements that he read on that day of Charlottesville. He took the statements out, and he read the statements. And folks, that is the only way he actually gets his information out. They don't like the rallies, but at the rallies, when all the news feeds are live, and you're going to have to hear what he has to say, not the think tanks around the table, the depressed people around the table that are trying to translate to you what you should think. That's the only time he can actually read or say what actually happened. And he did that last night, which the media went nuts over that, all right? And Joe Scarborough says, hey, if the media, if anything happens to a reporter, Donald Trump has blood on his hands. Blood on his hands if something happens to a reporter. Wait a minute. If something happened to me, who would have blood on their hands? Wow, I better think that one out. I'm always cautious when I drive through Blue Ridge. I don't care. I'll just say it. I check every damn light on my car when I leave here. God knows, they tossed the dude in. He had to bail out for flying the old, salute. He had to give it one of those. Supposedly he says, F you, Steve Setzer. Lord, I mean, I'm cautious. You should be cautious too. But the good news is, here's the good news in Blue Ridge. Just give you the good news. The bandit is off the streets. I mean, you can go out front in your front yard. You can sit out on your front porch again. I mean, the middle finger bandit, the FU guy on the bicycle, he's been apprehended, right? Apprehended. I understand our children are safe again from the middle finger bandit. Now, if they will just apply all of those resources that they use to apprehend the middle finger bandit, to start looking at maybe drugs, Blue Ridge can be maybe, just saying, you know what I mean? I just think these things. Anyhow, let me get back to Arizona, by the way. So the president, they say, if something happens to a reporter, the president has blood on his hand, right? Wow. He's in the beginning stages of dementia. Wow. So Donald Trump goes, and there's a couple things I'm going to leave you with before we go to break, but Donald Trump goes, hey, they asked me not to mention no names. Find me a picture, if you can, of Flake and John McCain. All right? So, so Jeff Flake and John McCain are the two senators in Arizona. 15,000 people there. And Donald Trump says, they told me not to mention any names. They said, don't mention any names, okay? None. Don't mention any names. But we needed one vote. Just one vote. That's it. But I was asked not to mention any names. One vote is all it took. Oh, the media can't take it because he called out a man, a war hero, that's going for treatments now for brain cancer in front of 15,000 people in his home state, and wouldn't call out people in Charlottesville. Folks, John McCain may have brain cancer. John McCain captured in the war. Okay? John McCain's from Arizona. I'm going to use the name. John McCain is the guy that went like this and stuck his thumb down. Okay? John McCain was overheard supposedly saying, let's see Donald Trump make America great again now. Right? So McCain does all of this to you and I and the American people. But Donald Trump's the bad guy. Okay? I told you on this show months ago, okay? Is that a picture up there? Let's see what I got here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You did okay. Right out of the box. Right out of the box. You found me a picture. I got Jeff Flake, John McCain. Right out. Those are the two senators from Arizona. All right. There you go. Way to go, Richie. There's two senators from Arizona, Jeff Flake, John McCain. No name. We're going to call the names. The president couldn't last night, so we're going to call. All right. That's good. Take them down. So here's the thing. They're all going around talking about the president's early stages of dementia. They want a wall in Arizona. They want a wall there, okay? I'm just telling you now. You want a wall on the southern border. He campaigned with for a wall. President Trump said last night, there's a possibility that if he doesn't get money for the border wall, guess what? Might be shutting the place down. Shutting the place down. Just say it. Now, where I'm going this morning with this is the 15,000 that showed up. Steve Bannon is gone. The minute Republicans, stay with me on this one, okay? Republicans always think at one point or another, the media is going to like you, okay? At one time or another, the media is going to like you. If you'll just do this, the media will then like you. Well, see, Bannon had to go, right? Steve Bannon. All of these things had to take place. When these things took place and Bannon left, because Bannon was the darkness in that West Wing, that was the day the media was supposed to love you, Republicans. Just absolutely love you, right? Bannon's gone. What kind of war are we getting ready to enter into? I mean, Bannon, what is he going to do? A lot of that Trump speech last night, who wrote that? Huh? Now, I'm going to tell you something this morning. If Steve Bannon was still on the staff there at the White House in the West Wing, you would be listening to the media say, Trump goes out to Arizona and gives a Bannon-laced rally. You could see Bannon all over his comments, right? That's what you would have heard this morning. Well, you know, the president got serious last night with the troops, but immediately got out to Arizona, and you could still tell Steve Bannon is in his ear. That's what you would be hearing this morning if Bannon was still on staff. So there's a couple things you have to ask yourself. Did Donald Trump tell you the truth throughout the campaign all along, with or without Steve Bannon? Did Donald Trump tell you the truth all along with or without Mike Pence? Did he tell the truth the entire time of what he was upset about, what he was going to do in this for this country? Maybe he did. Because did you notice last night? I love Donald brought his black friend. I mean, you know, Charlottesville happened, right? So Donald brings his black friend last night. Okay, how long do I have to look at John McCain? Get him off there. I mean, you know, you don't know me very well yet, but I can't take McCain too long, okay? God almighty. Oh, he'll make it, folks. He'll make it. He's a good guy, he really is. But I mean, he knows better than to leave. I think he did on purpose, leaving McCain up there for making me have to look at him. Anyhow, so here's what I'm looking at. Okay, Donald Trump, you're president of the United States. Steve Bannon, when are they going to question your sanity? I know they think I'm crazy, right? What about you? Because the media this morning is talking about all over the media. There's Steve. There you go. The media. There's Steve Bannon. All right. And like I said, you would be hearing this more if he was still in the West Wing. You would be hearing the media say, okay, the media would be saying, you know what? That had Bannon written all over it. Interesting. All right. Oh, I was telling you, Trump brought his black friend last night from Charlottesville. You know, he had to bring Ben Carson. He got Dr. Ben Carson, Franklin Graham, Evita King, Dr. Evita King. I mean, Arizona. I'm just saying, you know. Trump said, hey, get me Ben. Where's Ben? Hell, I need Ben. At a time like this. They're questioning the people at the rally, the 15,000. What kind of people are they? You got to realize last night the media tagged 15,000 people as racist, neo-Nazis, white supremacists. The list goes on. You will not hear Antifa one time through the media this morning. They will be talking about the 15,000 Americans that showed up. They still do not catch on. 15,000 strong in that room, packed. No more room, had to shut the doors, right? They will not talk about it. That's still all over the United States. Remember Joe Scarborough? He is losing in his base. His people are turning, the president's people. The white guys, the uneducated white guys just decided, hey, you know what? We're going to drink beer and go to the races because, you know, Trump is kind of, you know, we don't know if we're with him anymore. Remember all those polls that even his base Well, those 15,000 strong now, if you're out there this morning, they're questioning, don't forget, the top of the list, why you do not hear anything about Russia at all, is because the top of the list from the media, Little George Stephanopoulos, he called him Little George, I loved it, all right? So the top of the media, the list is remove Donald Trump from the White House, period. The presidency, remove him. Everything else is subcategories. So whatever will work that day to push their agenda closer is what they will do. If the Russian investigation was working this morning, I can't see, I don't have my glass up. I tell you what, what the hell do you have up there? Joe Scarborough. I tell you what, Richie, I tell you, you're pushing. You're pushing, Richie. Oh my God, Joe. All right, Joe. That's pretty good, actually, Richie. That's okay. But you threw a curve, and you know I had trouble with the curve. Anyhow, if the Russian investigation was if the Russian investigation is what's working this morning, that's what you would hear. The goal from the media. Yes, they're crooked. They're to the left. The media, Antifa. When are we going to get the guts to arrest and interrogate George Soros and Podesta? The list goes on. But it's you. Dementia this morning. Your president of the United States has the beginning stages of dementia. He's mentally not stable. This is all over the media this morning. Last night he goes out to Arizona and, oh my God, takes on a war hero. It is so bad. Mitch McConnell has, the New York Times article is a blockbuster. Trump's presidency is over. And if you attend, it's like the Second Amendment, right? It's like your right to bear arms. It's like a Second Amendment. You are to the media considered a weapon. I swear to God, you're considered a weapon. If they can get it to, you think I've lost my mind, which maybe I have, okay? But if they can get to the point that they can do a background check on you and a mental, everybody that goes in to 15,000 and check you out mentally before you go in, they will. Because they think you're crazy. They think you're alt-right, everybody out there, and they're going to label you as neo-Nazis because they're questioning the 15,000 that showed up to see the President of the United States last night. They're questioning you that cheer this morning that Joe Arpaio should be pardoned. They're questioning you this morning because you agree with the President of the United States that John McCain and Jeff Flake maybe need to go in Arizona and they need 2 more senators. They are upset because you agree with the president, maybe Dean Heller out in Vegas. The list goes on. I'm your host, BKP. It's 8:28 this morning. We're going to come back at 9 o'clock, a little after 9. All right, and we're going to go through this again. Oh, by the way, Robert E. Lee. If you, I almost forgot. I had it on my notes. If your name is Robert E. Lee, you need not apply. Period. A period. You're not welcome here. No, hell no. I don't want you. ESPN doesn't want you. Nobody wants you. If your name is Robert E. Lee, if you sadly were born during a time and accidentally got the name Robert E. Lee or any of the 3, just your middle initials, E, you're not welcome. That's right. We'll talk about that later in the show. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're going to break it down right after this, folks. Hey, Johnny.